All right, so this is going to continue question or notes 23. In the first video, I did the very first question, which was solving using substitution. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and do all the factoring. So that's going to be question 2 and question 3. So question number 2 here starts with this lovely trinomial, x squared minus 4x minus 32, and I want to factor it. Of course, the first question you should be asking yourself is, do you have a GCF? And the answer is no. No, you don't. So the nice part about this one is the x squared is by itself. So we're going to go and split that x squared, x times x. And then I need to think about things that multiply to negative 32 and add up to negative 4. So I'm kind of thinking I like 8 and 4 here. If I make the 8 negative and the 4 positive, let's check. So negative 8 times positive 4 is absolutely negative 32. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. Those are my correct factors. Now, as always, when you factor, you could have the factors written in either order. There's nothing special about having the x minus 8 first. So if you had x plus 4 first and then the x minus 8, those are the exact same answer. Just understand that. All right, so part A is done. I'm going to slide on over to part B. And of course, the first question is, do you have a GCF? And the answer in this case is yes. All of these terms can have a 2 factored out of them. So I'm going to factor out the 2. So that's going to leave me x squared plus 2x minus, there's a 15. And then I want to see if I can factor this piece like I factored the last one. So the 2 stays, right? That GCF of 2 stays. And then we're going to split the x squared, and x squared. Now, you need to think about multiplying to negative 15 and adding up to positive 2. Well, I'm kind of liking 5 and 3 to multiply to the 15. To make the negative 15, I need 1 positive, 1 negative. So how about a positive 5 and a negative 3? All right, quick double check here. Positive 5 times negative 3 is absolutely negative 15. Positive 5 minus 3 is going to be that positive 2 in the middle. So there are all of my factors. Remember, the GCF is considered a factor. So there's all my factors there. All right, part C. Do you have a GCF? No, you don't have a GCF. So this one, multiple methods, I'm going to tend to lean into guess and check. All right, so for me, first thing I want to do is figure out what multiplies to 3. Not many options here, 3 and 1. What multiplies to 10? Yes, I know the 10 is negative. I'll deal with the signs in a bit. But for right now, I know the only possibilities there are 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. So if I'm going to split this, which I need to. Oops. Pencil's glitching a little bit there. All right. So we're going to have a 3x and an x because the only things that multiply to 3 are 3 and 1. So there's my 3x. I'm too lazy to write the 1 in front of the 1x there. And then for the guess and check part, I need to kind of think about how I can match this 3x and this x with these blank spots using the 1 and 10 or 2 and 5. And I'm leaning towards 2 and 5. So I think I like that. And I'm pretty sure I like that. So here's the check for this one. And this one I'm going to show a little bit more of. So 3x times x is absolutely 3x squared. I knew that part. That's good. Positive 5 times negative 2, absolutely negative 10. I know that's good. Now, the check for the middle part, if I take these two, that gets me a positive 5x. And if I take those two, that gets me a negative 6x. If I combine those, that is a negative x, which is that middle term I was looking for. So yes, these are the correct factors. Okay. Do you have to show this check? Of course you don't. I am showing it so you guys understand why I picked these values in those places and with those signs. All right, because all of it has to come together to make that original trinomial that you started with. All right, so that's the end of part C, and that's the end of question 2. So let me slide on down. Let's go find question 3 here. All right, question 3. First thing, do you have a GCF? And for part A, no, you don't have a GCF. This is a difference of perfect squares. All right, if you want to see it, that's x squared minus 16 is nothing more than 4 squared. So if I go to split this, I'm going to break up the x squared as x and x. I'm going to break up 4 squared as 4 and 4. And the only way to make that a negative 4 is, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. A negative 4 squared. I was going to say, wait a minute. Hold on a second. That goes back to the negative 16 there. All right, to make that 1 positive, 1 negative. To do a quick double check, because my brain is clearly on vacation still. So x times x is x squared. Negative 4 times positive 4 is the original negative 16. And if I were to multiply the middles, I get a negative 4x and a positive 4x, which cancel each other out. All right, so there's the 2 factors for that one. All right, let's see if I can do a little bit better at part B here. All right, first things first, do you have a GCF? The answer is yes. Let's go ahead and factor out that 2. So 2x minus 9. And the interior here, this binomial, this is a difference of perfect squares again. So if we factor this, we've got 2x here, x here. 9 is really 3 squared. So 3 and 3, make 1 positive, make 1 negative. And that is your factored form for part B. I believe that is the end of the factoring. It is. So I'm going to cut this video at this point. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.